What's up, everybody? Free Swimmer here. Talking a little slower today. I'm trying to regroup, relax, and a little bit more planning is going in right now. I am showing a fella that I have not seen, but maybe 3 times, 4 times at the most in the past 5 years. That is my 3-beacon LO91 Placostomus. I think I mentioned when I got him he was smaller than an inch, and right now he's probably that's a solid 6-inch fish, maybe 6.5 with tail total. But it's interesting, he's definitely unique looking, very much a hider. He doesn't like to be social, but because of his new environment where he's going to be holed up for a while, figured I'd throw a log in there. Threw a log in there. They're going to get tons of water changes. Today they just got a water top off and a little water conditioner, a little Novaqua, something to detoxify. And everybody seems to be holding up. This guy here, Bob, I call him Bob because he has, I think he has a swim bladder issue. He's been doing this for several months. When the food goes in, he goes bananas. When he gets in the territorial mood, he goes bananas. He looks healthy, but he's always bobbing up and down. I don't know whether it's inhumane or it's not inhumane to euthanize him. I always like the blue cars. I don't have it in me right now to do that with everything else I got going on. Anyway, while I was working today, I'm going to just ramble about the thoughts I had while I was working. Right now, over 4 years running, is a perfect fish tank that I'm going to make smaller because I want to save some energy, electric, water, make it easier accessible front to back. Reaching across a 5.5 foot tank, I have to be on these 2x8 catwalks where I have to get up on my belly and shimmy across the top of the tank and reach back to do whatever. I'm going to do some things that I wanted to do to make it a little bit more efficient. I'm going to change the drain. The emergency drain, which I learned only went down to about a foot above. It worked great for all the water changes for all the years, but it didn't drain as far as I wish it would have. So I'm going to put a different drain in the back of the tank, and it'll also always be on siphon. It'll just be controlled by a valve. And I'll reroute the water coming through the wall from the bathroom into the water conditioner system, move it further back after. That'll be my last thing. The tank is 5.5 feet front to back, like I said. I think after further thinking today, why cut it all to pieces is ridiculous. I can just make it shorter. I don't know the exact gallons at the moment, but if I leave it to 10 foot side to side, and instead of 5.5 feet front to back, make it 3.5 feet front to back, knock 2 feet off of it, that'll be a substantial amount of less volume. And then I can put my different overflows. I've got those slimline overflows. I can install those with different plumbing down the back. With everything emptied out except for the back and the 2 sides, which are cut down, I should be able to, without any trouble, slide the whole tank forward a little bit. I'll be cutting that 2 feet off of the front of the tank. That'll be taking the whole front glass section, all that off of it, and I'll basically be rebuilding the front. I can move it forward a little bit, and where the Stockman overflows are, I'll take those out, and I will just put bulkheads in there, and I will design a way to close off the drains at the very bottom of the floor of the tank. So all they'll be showing basically is a bulkhead sticking through, and I'll have it closed off. I could even go so far as to put a piece of pipe with a plug underneath so nothing has to be intrusive into the tank. And then once that's all sealed off and filled with sand, it's really nothing could go in there, or else I can just put some gravel, or I can just somehow seal it off from the inside and the bottom, but it will be secure either way. Anyway, that's my rambling. And I will be, changing my Euro bracing, changing everything at the top. I'll be able to run less lighting. It will be essentially doing the same thing without hacking off a side and the front and rebuilding it. It'll just be pulling off the front. The trick will be getting it out far enough to where I can get at it and do the cuts without affecting the walls. I'm trying to keep most of my focus on him because that's a fascinating looking fish. It's probably the first time I've seen him as an adult. Actually looked at him in all the time I've had him. So this is new to me and to you guys. He doesn't look happy, but what's a plecostomus look like when they're happy, right? Alright, well, I just wanted to share my thoughts, updates on what's going on in my head. I'm going to be taking all the lights off today, the overhead sump. I'm taking that down. I moved some of the rods out here. And a little bit at a time. Get it all broke down, get it all built back up. And as I do the rebuilding process, I'm going to explain in detail how the rest of it was done, as well as what I'm doing. So anybody who is interested in following me on this update, this downsized build, I want to give you every bit of information I can so that you can do it yourself if you want to, or don't hesitate to ask a question. Anything I'm not covering, I can help you out. I will explain anything I did. Like I say, I'm not the end all be all, but I feel pretty happy with the things I've done. I've done 4 tanks that have done exceptionally well. Never had a leak, fortunately. Knock on my head or wood or whatever is close. And it's a simple process, and if you do things right, anybody can do it. Alright everybody, I'm enjoying a wonderful rainy day. What better time than to be in the house working on a fish tank. Take care, I appreciate you checking in. Leave me a comment or suggestion, we'll get back with you. Thanks a lot everybody. Later.